You guys asked for it, so here it is. Filthy Frank.
Just stop! Just stop it! Stop! No! Just stop it!
So, let me explain. Hello everybody and welcome to YouTube Explained. My name is Vinny, and this week we're going to be taking a look at Filthy Frank as requested by a few of you. Just a few. The idea has been up here to make this video for quite a while, and like probably a lot of you now, I had a very superficial understanding of what Filthy Frank actually does on his show. Now, if you are not familiar with Papa Franco, then here are a few of his videos to just get you started.
Kill yourself!
Oh boy. Now, as I see it, we can split Filthy Frank's audience into 3 different categories. First off, there's the people who get super offended and comment stuff like this.
Straight up just delete your shitty channel and kill yourself on Google Hangout.
Secondly, there are the people that get it and kind of laugh at just how ridiculous it is. And 3, you actually have the trolls who believe everything he's saying and rally to his side and worship him like a big filthy god. I, for one, actually actively follow his channel and enjoy his videos and look out for new ones because I think they're hilarious. I don't know if you'd expect me to like his videos or not, but I think they're great, and the whole beauty of the Filthy Frank show is how terrible it is and how terribly offensive it is on purpose. It is purposely offensive and purposely filthy. That's the whole point. It's so ridiculous to the point where it's entertaining, or at the very least very offensive and shocking that causes the YouTube comment section to freak out. But what's really going on here? Well, in case you didn't know, which I assume a lot of you do, but I also assume a lot of you don't know, that Filthy Frank is a character, and he's played by a guy called George Miller, who keeps his private life and his Filthy Frank show life very separate, and it's actually quite hard to find anything on the actual man behind the mask. The Needle Drop podcast interviewed him, and there's this video right here of him as himself, George Miller, or Georgie. He used to have vlogs up on a different channel, they all got deleted. The question is why? Does George just get a kick out of running possibly the worst show on the internet? Now, the core of his show, well, actually, the description of his YouTube channel says it better than I can. Filthy Frank is the embodiment of everything a person should not be. He is anti-PC, anti-social, and anti-couth. He behaves and reacts excessively to everything, expressly to highlight the ridiculousness of racism, misogyny, legalism, injustice, ignorance, and other social blights. So pretty much, Filthy Frank is an anti-vlogger. Instead of being himself in order to connect with his audience, he embodies the worst possible version of himself in order to disconnect with the audience as much as possible. Which is kind of cool, actually. There's not really much like that on the internet. He's a pioneer, really, if you think about it. And it's worked out great for him with over 300 million views on his 3 different channels. Now, you could contribute some of that success to the Harlem Shake, which, yes, Filthy Frank popularized back in 2013. It became one of the biggest trends of that year. But a breakthrough video doesn't make your channel. Believe me, it doesn't. Videos he posted before that already had millions of views, and after he posted that video, his channel just grew slowly and grew into this oozing, pus-ridden wound that it is today.
Kill yourself!
By being overly offensive on purpose, he is in fact making fun of the very thing that is offensive. Filthy Frank is one big social commentary, and however you may feel about his content, it is satire, and in my opinion, yes, it is art. An art is subjective, and I think the Filthy Frank show is art.
Lick on these nuts and suck the dick.
And building on what I said in my Star Wars and feminism video, in a world filled with sensitive, self-righteous teenagers, Filthy Frank is a beacon of hope. Now, despite all of this, Filthy Frank's content obviously is not going to please everyone. I've showed many people Filthy Frank, and many of them have left me.
Hilarious and original.
I mean, the whole point of his videos are to be offensive. And I don't think I've ever actually tried to be offensive and offend people in my videos, but I've offended a shit ton of people. So, you know, he's gonna get somewhere with his offensiveness, obviously. He's not gonna please everyone. But even those who don't enjoy his videos should know that George Miller isn't actually offensive bigot who cooks cakes made of hair and vomit and serves rats to people. It's a character. It's an extreme version of him. Here is the description of his old channel, Disaster Music. These videos are not an accurate representation of my comedy whatsoever. This style of comedy limits me from what I can actually do. I have real material which I would love to share with the world eventually. Until then, I welcome you to a terrible place of the internet. Now, it's pretty obvious that Filthy Frank is a character and not an actual person, but I can see how somebody might be fooled into thinking that it was an actual guy, because I was. Just for a little while. The reason I thought this was because it seems like a lot of the opinions that Filthy Frank has are also the creator's same opinions, but to an extreme level. If you look at the Weeaboo videos or the Mac vs PC videos, I think there's a lot of truth in those, and the creator did actually intend on, getting his opinion across. They're extreme opinions, and I don't think George Miller would quite say that at a dinner conversation, but I do think that those are his opinions to a certain extent. Now, apart from the satire and mockery that Filthy Frank does through his extreme offensiveness, there's another interesting point that is brought up in his channel description. He also sets an example to show how easy it is in social media for any zany material to gain traction or following by simply sharing unsavory opinions and joking about topics many find offensive. This terrible offensiveness is a deliberate and unapologetic parody of the whole social media machine and a reflection of the human microcosm that is social media. I think maybe Filthy Frank should have my job. This is an extremely interesting point that makes me think about the potato salad guy who raised like what, $55,000 to make a potato salad? It also reminds me of Donald Trump. Or Hitler. People will rally around an idea purely for its offensive nature, or because they secretly believe in it and they were just waiting for somebody to say it because they were too scared to. As I said before, there are the people who think his ideas are ridiculous and laugh at them. And then there are the people who actually believe in them. Anyway, I tip my hat to George because he's created this really interesting character that nobody on the internet has really done the way he has. He's brought the internet to an all new low. And for that, I salute you. It's hard to be the worst at something. Just like it's hard to be the best at something. Now, the reason I love the Filthy Frank show is because, George, well, you've created this extreme take on society and you laugh at its very absurdism, and it's great. I love it. Keep it up. Really approved.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay?
Don't...
No more! Where the fuck are your parents?
They're downstairs.
Who are your parents?
Well, my
I'm
mom
gonna call
is...
Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
I'm like 19.
Fuck you!
Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, then go ahead and leave a like, comment what you think. In the description, there is a link to the subreddit, to any sources I may have used, and to the Patreon page, where you guys are amazing at supporting me there. I post lots of exclusive stuff. You'll get videos a day early. You'll get just exclusive info, insights into the show. I'm going to start uploading on a weekly basis now, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that and stick around and tell your friends and subscribe. Yeah. Thanks for watching.